Oh shit, what the fuck is it looking at? Alright, so today I have to do something really important. Mike is already building the engine for Cletus, so my contribution to that build is this. I had to modify this because Mike decided to go with the little holes you make right here. So the engine we're building him, it's a semi-P, semi-peripheral port turbo block. So here I have a turbo intake manifold that I need to drill the I think it's a 1 inch or something like that, 1 inch holes through here, and then clean out the back of the manifold and connect them to the secondary runners. That way I have that done, so when I fly out to Florida this weekend, I can bring this with me, so it can be one less piece we have to make while there, because it'll be way easier to do it here because I have all my tools here. So just gonna get to cutting this thing. Never done this in my life, so I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens pretty much. And now that I put a factory gasket over it, you can actually see where the holes need to go, because these sort of holes are for the coolant housing. So basically coolant will go through the housing into the intake to the turbo. So since we're deleting that, we're gonna go same peripheral, you go right through there. So I'm just gonna mark right here, mark right there, get the hole saw, drill it out, and then once we're in the back, then we figure the back out. So this is the farthest the drill actually went through. So you can see it actually was cutting up at an angle, so it has the same slope as these. So now, since it's almost all the way through, now I just gotta finish cutting it and then cut a hole this way too, so more cutting. I actually drilled it right here and an angle of drill, so it'll go that way. So it's almost a straight shot, so I just have to port a little more by hand this way, so when the pipe goes on, it's basically seamless. You can't really see like a 90 this way. It's like it's gonna flow with the intake. So this is the pipe I have to make fit through here, and right now you see this didn't really go in there, and through the other side the same thing is almost there. So just to mark it to see where I want to have the angle at, and then just open this hole so I can go through it and then weld it pretty much. I'm just gonna weld it here all the way around and to this side. This side is getting blocked off, so that won't matter, but I just want to make sure the steel is correctly. A little bit of porting later, a lot of porting later. I have the angle that I want the air to run through. I did break through the casting, which it ain't a big deal. I can just weld it shut. I just want to have like the best angle I can have before I put the pipe in. I start to cut here a little more into the pipe goes in, but as of now, the pipe goes in pretty much. It goes in, and you can see it's gonna match really nice with the intake. So I have to just cut the inside of this so the pipe goes more in. Once it's more in, then I can actually mark how much I have to cut, because I can't just leave the pipe up like that. So I have to tack it, expand it, weld it, and then I have to cut a hole through here so I can actually go in there and port it, so when the air comes in, it's clean. It's not like hitting a piece of metal or nothing like that. But so far it's coming out really sick. I had to cut this little plate so I can block this off. Just have to just weld and make it fit and weld. That way this part just goes over to the other side, like that. And if you look in the inside, so once this is done, you can see that part was gonna be open. So that's why I added that little piece to there. And then the other side is gonna be perfect. So all I have to do is just fill up this little hole right here that I made, and that'll be it. But right now I need to prep all this to weld. So I have to take off all that carbon buildup on there, so the weld actually goes on nicely, and heat the metal up and then weld it. I welded this side shut. Looks really nice and clean. I actually ended up adding a bunch of like material. You see right here, it's like really sunken in. Right here is like really smooth, so I added material so when I poured it, it won't break through again. But now in the outside, you see the inside of it, it looks like really shitty. So now I have to fill all that, like fill all this, and then I'll be ready to pour it nicely. Because if I try pouring it right now, I'm gonna have all these like pitting, but I want it to be smooth. So I'm just gonna weld over that, and then I'll be ready for that part. So now it's perfect. So I can actually finish porting that now before I weld the other side. This is like the best shit ever. I love welding because it's fucking do whatever I want pretty much. You know, when you know how to weld, you can express yourself more like mechanically, because you don't have to follow like what everyone does. You can do your own thing. Because not that many people do it this way. They just like cut a hole and then just 90 it into here, which it works, but it's not working like this, like flowing 100% into the semi piece. Because when you do a semi piece, they don't work as good as if you use the semi peripheral port itself. So that's why I'm spending all this time going right through the port. I think about like 30 minutes into welding, we have this. So the whole hole that was there is completely sealed off all the way around, all the way around. So now I just have to clean it up, pour it so it's really smooth, and then port the crap out of it. That way, if I am gonna blow through the porting, do it now so I can fix it. Because once this piece goes on, there's no going back, and I don't feel like cutting the manifold again. So just gotta clean it up, and then clean this hole so I can put this pipe through it again, and weld this top. And once I'll be done, I can jump to the other side, which will be a little bit easier because it doesn't have this big channel this one had. So it'll be way easier to do it on this side. So I always do, I don't know why, but I always take on the hard part first. I always done it like that, take the hard part out of the way, and then the rest is just really easy. I'm really excited about the angle. If you look at it, it's like angle really good into the port. This thing's gonna breathe like crazy. Almost looked like it came that way. So since that part's done now, I just have to do is finish this part, and then I get to go home because I've been doing this for like the past 4 hours. So nice and pretty. Follows the same basically the same incline as the other port, so it's not sticking out or not too shallow. Not bad for my first time. The welds, I ended up doing the welds really thick just because we're gonna boost this engine, and I just don't want one little weld to blow open basically on high boost, so that's why I did the welds thick. You can see they're pretty nice welds for being cast. So now I just have to clean up in here and then clean up that. I welded the edge of the pipe and this is done. So pretty happy with how it came out. Pretty happy. So I knocked the weld down flat, and now I'm just gonna put the paint again, then put the gasket over it and open it up to match the port size. As you can see, I need to open up the hole a little bit because that's where I cut out to put the pipe through, and that's how much bigger I have to make the hole now. Stock, John poured it. And I also cleaned the hole back here so the bolt can actually go on. 2 days later, I finally got to get back on this thing. I already drilled a hole here, but not to cut all this off and then drill into here so that way I have a smooth layout like this one, but all this is have to go. This don't really matter because what used to be going through here to the turbo, so once I cut it off it won't matter at all, but I need the space I can make this nice and clean. Cut that part, but this is not supposed to be here. This is actually cut through the actual runner. It's not a big deal. I can just weld it shut, but not to do a little more work. So I'm just gonna cut this all the way down, close it all the way down, so it's all clean, and then weld it nicely, just to make up for that little part that I cut. Well, this thing was like literally like almost an hour cutting to get to that whole spot. Made the hole, made it extra big so I can actually move the pipe around like I need to. So now I just have to measure really good, so I can have the same angle as this runner and just cut all this out again. Now I have to match this, so I have to drill this up here with the hole saw and angle it down that way so it basically it goes into that port straight. So we broke into the runner, and now I can actually get I got the angle I wanted, so I can start cleaning it up and start designing the pipe how I'm gonna cut it so it can go straight down into the port on both sides. And I cleaned this up too so I can weld it over it. Pipe is in, came out really good. Now I just have to notch it like where I want to cut at, and over here too, and then weld everything shut. And then over here, once it's over here, then weld the whole thing around. That way then I can port it to match the perfect size for the actual runner. And I also made a little plate that I'm gonna weld to cover up the hole I made. Alright, so this is done. I didn't get to actually finish it. I started to put the inside. But it's already 7 o'clock. And I still have to go home, shower, pack all my shit. So I'm just gonna finish this when I get there to Florida. But it's almost there. Came out pretty cool. Just gotta finish it, but I ended up welding all these shut too. That way none of this works anymore. And sealed off all these and here, there, here and there. That way you don't have to worry about buying blocker plates. Yeah, super tired. I'm gonna go put this shit in the luggage and fly out tomorrow morning.
As items may have shifted during takeoff. For everyone's safety, please keep the aisles clear of any potential trip hazards, such as bag straps, blankets, newspapers, or feet throughout the duration of our flight.